let's get to your draft. When did Hollywood Brown first appear on your radar screen, Steve?
Well, Eric DeCosta and I have had some conversations, but I would say it really materialized the night before the draft. And just to me, Rich, it made sense for a number of reasons. Obviously, it gives us a young, dynamic receiver, 24 years old, can stretch the field vertically. He can play inside, he can play outside. And then obviously his relationship and the chemistry he has with Kyler Murray is exceptional. These guys worked together in the offseason in Dallas. So made a lot of good reasons for us. And again, having him under a rookie contract and 2 more years of controlled salary is a good deal for us.
Yeah, because you picked up his 5th-year option, correct? You did that on the spot. Okay. And so, share whatever you're willing to share or able to share, but it's just because it was a surprise to us, and then reporting comes out that he had demanded a trade from Baltimore. How does something like that filter to you through either rumor or fact that you hear that, and then that causes you to call Eric DeCosta?
Yes, and Eric and I have had a good relationship for a number of years, so he was able to talk through it over the last couple months, and finally got to a point where it made sense for both of us. And I think in different situations, Rich, trades get done, and different times you think that somebody got the best end of it, but I think it was the best of both worlds for both teams, because I think that we got a young, dynamic receiver. He wasn't happy in that offense, and now we put him in a position where he's going to flourish. I think schematically in what we do, and all the different things that Coach Kingsbury has in store for him. So he had a great year last year, over 90 catches, 1,000 yards, and again, expect him to continue to trend in that direction.
And then obviously your job is to conduct a draft, and your job is to build your roster to championship caliber. But it did appear that there was some sort of coordination with another part of your organization to get him there for a draft and a party and reveal him. Did that happen?
I don't know if you knew this, but Mr. Bidwell does have a plane. And even more interesting, he flies the plane.
Yeah, that's true, right? So did he fly? Did he personally fly him? Did he personally do that?
He did. He went and picked him up in Vegas.
Come on.
Wow.
So how does that work? You tell him, hey, we got Hollywood, and then he's just like, I got it. I got the rest from here. Yeah. Is that literally what happened?
Yeah. I said, can you give him a ride? And he was like, absolutely.
Take that, Jerry Jones.
You ain't doing that.
See you fly your plane. Wow. Okay. That's and
then, big hit, man. He went and picked up J.J. Watt. He's picked up DeAndre Hopkins. It's been a lot of fun.
That's wild. And then how much of acquiring Hollywood Brown got, I guess, pushed up your flow chart a little bit by making Kyler Murray a happy camper, getting
a number of things. We wanted to add a receiver, Rich, and I sort of anticipated the way the first round would go, and at the point where we were picking at 23, I didn't think there would be a receiver that we would be that excited about. So I couldn't talk to Kyler about this because it was between Eric and I, and it sort of kept it quiet. But immediately after the trade was announced, I had about 8 or 9 fireballs texted to me from Kyler Murray.
So that's how you found out that Kyler found out about it, is that he texted you?
Yeah, there were about 8 fireballs.
Well, you're the perfect guy to ask this question, Steve Keim, about the wide receiver market, because I've been fascinated by this, certainly with the rumors surrounding Debo, and then the rumors that were surrounding A.J. Brown, and then confirmed by the Eagles' acquisition of him. You saw the Devontae Adams trade that happened in many ways, born out of the argument as to what the DeAndre Hopkins contract really says in terms of annual salary. You acquire somebody in year 3 in this year's draft rather than go ahead and get somebody that might not be worthy of the 23rd overall pick. What is the concept about paying wide receivers? Certainly Christian Kirk cashed in a remarkable way, leaving a spot open for you. You're right in the middle of this whole conversation as to what it's like to pay receivers and value them in this year in the NFL. Steve, what do you think?
And I think, again, they all come in different shapes and sizes. And the thing about Hop is we consider him a true X, which is the outside receiver. and a guy who was a number one receiver in my humble opinion. But you get to a point where you have a player like Christian Kirk, who was a fantastic player for us, great person, and we just couldn't handle paying two guys that type of salary. So we had to make a tough decision, and he'll obviously have a good career for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But you can only pay so many of them. It's like that big pizza pie, and there's only so many slices that can go around, and it puts you in a tough position because that's a game-changing position on the outside, and it's become more and more valuable.
So what about guys coming out of college? Do you think they're more ready-made, thus gives you more ability to draft one? Sort of, you saw what Tennessee did, right? Instead of paying one, then A.J. Brown, they send him out and they draft pretty much his exact comp coming out of Arkansas.
Well, I mean, I think it's one of the positions, Rich, that you can play early and have success early on, and I don't know that it's, offensive linemen tend to struggle and don't play as well early, and there's a number of other positions that you can say that for. But I think wideouts do have a chance to come in and, really, again, from a payoff standpoint, if you take a guy high and he can contribute that early, it obviously pays huge dividends on the front end of his contract.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.